Want to know where my passion for barrel up for baseball started? You want to know? It all started on a baseball field just like this, catching barrels at an early age. Welcome to Barrel Up Podcast.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Barrel Up Podcast. This is your host, the one and only Jean Carlos, back at it again with the latest baseball news. And this has been a hell of a week. Baseball, baseball, I can't get enough. And when I say I can't get enough, it's because this week has been one to remember. $1.5 billion disbursed among signings and players this week. I'm going to say it again. $1.5 billion dispersed in a couple contracts within a week's span. Let's get started. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Barrel Up Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, @BarrelUp_baseball. Like this video, comment down below. The comments are necessary. I want to hear your feedback, guys. Follow us on Spotify as Barrel Up Podcast and on Anchor, as this video and audio version will be aired on Anchor, ANCHOR. Don't forget that, guys. This video and audio will be on YouTube and on Anchor and on Spotify. So make yourself aware of that. Before we start as well, I want to give you guys the thanks for all the support thus far. We are already at 1,140 subscribers. So clapping it up for all the fans and all the support. Thank you guys. As you guys made this happen, my dream is coming true, and it's all thanks to you guys. Now, let's get into the $1.5 billion, right? This is how that 1.5 has been broken down, right? We have Corey Seager, now a Texas Ranger, getting a contract for $325 million, a 10-year contract by the Texas Rangers. I'm going to go down the list. Juan De Franco gets $182 million for 11 years with the Tampa Bay Rays. Juan De Franco has only played a minimal amount of games and already gets extended this much. Max Scherzer, $130 million for 3 years with the Mets. Marcus Semien, $175 million for 7 years with the Texas Rangers. Very good to note that he was on the MVP ballot, finished third in the American League. Javier Baez gets $140 million for 6 years with the Detroit Tigers. Applauding El Mago. Robbie Ray, the Cy Young winner, gets $115 million for 5 years with the Seattle Mariners. We have Kevin Gausman getting $110 million for 5 years with the Toronto Blue Jays. Starlin Marte getting $78 million with the New York Mets for a 4-year contract. Eduardo Rodriguez now getting $77 million for 5 years with the Detroit Tigers. We have John Gray getting $56 million for 4 years with the Texas Rangers. Avisail Garcia gets $53 million for 4 years with the Miami Marlins. And last but not least, we have Byron Buxton getting $100 million for 7 years with the Minnesota Twins. That's how $1.5 billion has been dispersed throughout these respective players in span of a week. So a lot of money has been given out to these players, a lot of signings, and the offseason is just getting started. Just a lot of teams that have not made any moves, like the Red Sox or the Yankees. We will see how that plays out. And I wish I had some of that money. That's all I got to say. But we'll get there. We'll get there, right, guys? Key points to take out of this video, out of this episode today, is the following names that I will be mentioning. Corey Seager. Corey Seager makes his stand, well-deserving, in my opinion, in my analysis, to get that contract that he got, $325 million, setting himself up for nothing but success with the Texas Rangers. Before that, we have Marcus Semien, who had signed right before him with the Texas Rangers for $175 million, a 7-year contract with the Rangers, right? Before Corey Seager signed, there was questions as to who else the Rangers would get, because with Marcus Semien, it wouldn't be enough. I heard ESPN analysts and MLB analysts saying this, and now that question must be answered, right? As they got their man Corey Seager for a 10-year spent with them for $325 million. Imagine that double play combination in Texas right now for this new year. You have Corey Seager at shortstop. We have Marcus Semien at second base, both good sluggers. The sky is the limit for Texas, as they also got Kevin Gausman. No, sorry, not Kevin Gausman. They had John Gray in a $56 million deal for 4 years. So they have tied up some ends, both offensive and pitching wise. Pitching wins ball games, and it's going to be the key piece for the Texas Rangers if they want to contend. Now, one key signing that has been controversial in the NL East, I would say, has been the Max Scherzer one. Max Scherzer gets $130 million for 3 years with the Mets. That is going out to be $43 million a year for the next 3 years with the Mets. Let's break that down. First and foremost, Max Scherzer, we all know him coming from the Washington Nationals, a great player, a great pitcher, elite level in the top of the top in the league, right? He didn't want to go to New York in his previous years, but now he got an offer that he cannot resist. What does this mean for the Mets? This means that he is going to be the number 2 starter behind Jacob deGrom, helping the Mets this year. And the Mets is another team that I want to talk about. We'll get there. Helping the Mets this upcoming year with that rotation and that fulfillment that they have yet to give the fans, which is a World Series with these top names. Remember, when you're in New York, the pressure is different. So I think that's a great move for the Mets, as it adds longevity and depth. A lot of players and baseball enthusiasts said that contract was a little bit overboard. It's arguable because Max Scherzer is coming out of one of his best, if not the greatest season he's had, with the lowest ERA in baseball, but he's 37. That's the question mark. Mets always tend to sign players in the later part of their careers, but then again, it is Max Scherzer. This is what people need to understand. As he gets older, he gets better, just like grapes and wine. As they age, they get better. He's coming off a season where he had the best ERA in the majors. Now the question is, can he repeat that or be close to that? And it's going to be fun to watch him and deGrom take the show in New York. Robinson Cano also joins the squad. So there's a lot of good positivity, optimism in the Mets clubhouse as of right now. Good job for the Mets and Cohen, as he has deep pockets, man, deep pockets. Javier Baez gets $140 million for a 6 years stint with the Detroit Tigers. What does this mean for Detroit? Detroit has solidified the infield with additions like Javier Baez, right? There's been talks that Carlos Correa was in talks for a deal with them. So imagine if now we get, listen, not we, I shouldn't say we because I'm not a Detroit Tiger fan, but as a baseball fan, imagine if the Detroit Tigers get, not only do they get Javier Baez, but if they can get Carlos Correa with Miggy there still, that will be something fun to watch. They have solidified the defensive end and the infield. They just need that one more piece, right? But the best thing to take out of this is that they also have gone after pitching. Eduardo Rodriguez, $77 million for 5 years. So Detroit is trying to do something. They're trying to stay in command and try to make it to the playoffs, if not the World Series. So great job for the front office of that team. One big move that stands out to me in this list, Juan De Franco. Juan De Franco makes his major league debut in the 2021 season, does not play the whole year, and it's already extended. It's already extended for the next 11 years, $182 million. That's how much the team thinks of him, how high the team thinks of him. Per se, I would say that he should have waited a little longer. Not saying that he does not deserve that. He does. Congratulations. But in my eyes, he is the best Dominican player as far as qualities wise, all 5 tools. Even though he didn't play the whole year, it's just electric when you see this kid. He can run, he can hit. And the way he carries himself, it's like if he's been there for the majority part of a long career, which he hasn't. He just started. That's what the Rays saw in him, and they granted him this contract. By no means is he not worth more in my eyes. I think he's worth more, but congratulations to Juan De Franco. Now, Starling Marte is another good piece that the Mets have added. Guys, and excuse me if you hear me a little bit congested. I am a little bit sick. It's not COVID, though. I can guarantee you that. It's not COVID. So that's why I've been a little bit MIA, but I'm back. All for you guys. Now, going back to the conversation. Starling Marte adds depth to that strong outfield for the Mets. Proven player that he led the league in steals last year with 47 steals. So he's going to bring a lot of versatility to the Mets. Right. To close out this episode, now the questions are as follows. There's a lot of players that still haven't gotten contracts. But my questions to you guys and to deliberately think are as follows. If Javier Baez got $160 million for 6 years, $140 million for 6 years, what does that mean for Carlos Correa? Right? We got Juan De Franco, who got $182 million, right? What does that mean for the yet to sign Carlos Correa? That's just, it's going to bring the pool a little higher, right? You have guys like Juan Soto, who have yet to sign a major contract. Vladdy Jr., right? What does that mean for these players who have yet to sign a contract, who are still in control, under control by their respective teams? But when it comes to their time, how much are they going to be worth, right? Ask yourselves that. You have the Yankees and the Red Sox who haven't made any moves in this offseason as per yet, big moves. 2 key teams that should take advantage of these players that are on the market. What's going to happen? I want you guys to tell me. This is Barrel Up Podcast. This is your host, John Carlos. Major moves in a week. $1.5 billion dispersed. You heard the names. You heard the players. Baseball. Oh, baseball. I can't get enough. This is John Carlos from Barrel Up Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will be having...
Want to know where my passion for Barrel Up, for baseball started? You want to know? It all started on a baseball field just like this, catching barrels at an early age. Welcome to Barrel Up Podcast.